has been 3.5 years since we last looked at a model from Motorart. They are back again producing models for Volvo, and in this review we take a look at a wheel loader. It's the L350H. This model is a reworking of the 350F model that came out in 2015. The box styling is the same as it was for previous Volvo Motorart models, and this particular model has had a bit of a punishing trip on the way to the review table, and there are some splinters of packaging. The model just slides out of a plastic former, and there's one bit of shipping damage, which is a loose beacon light, and that's easily refixed. No assembly complete out of the box, mate. Starting underneath, and it's pretty much the same as the previous model. There are no drive shafts, and there are these half-formed differentials. The big tyres also seem to be the same as on the previous version. The wheels have got some nice detailing on the outer faces, but as you can see they're essentially hollow on the inside face. One area that is particularly well detailed on the model is at the pivot point. There are steering pistons and hydraulic hoses. And a nice detail on this model is the highlighted pipework. Different on the model is the large graphic under the cab. One of the differences on this version of the machine is the use of colour to highlight the handrails, and they are metal and nicely thin. The main change on this version of the model is the engine area, with the counterweight appearing to be the same. On the other side is the access ladder, and there are fewer small warning graphics on this version of the model. The cab appears to be the same as before, and there's some nice detailing, and particularly pleasing are the very thin metal grab rails. There are textured walkways along the sides, and the engine cover has been revised both in detail and in colour, and that includes a modern shaped exhaust stack. There are visible hinges, but they are painted so they don't look too bad, and the loader arm has got some worthwhile details such as hoses to the hydraulic ram, and there's also some colour highlighting and small graphics. The connection pins are also painted so they don't stand out. There are metal light stalks on each side, and they have some painted detail. The spade-nosed rock bucket has got a nice see-through grille at the top, and it has large convincing teeth. We start by looking at the wheels, and they're fixed on common axles so they spin together. And there's also a decent amount of oscillation on the rear axle. There is steering across the pivot point, but it's fairly shallow, and it's not an improvement on the last version. The model's fairly heavy, and it rolls very smoothly in a straight line. And the steering angle's not tight, which is a pity because it looks like it could have been improved just by having shorter pistons in the steering rams. Once again we can see the oscillation on the rear axle, and an improvement on this version of the model is that the front axle now is reasonably fixed. Moving on to the loading functions, and there's an improvement in that the bucket can have a much better carry angle than the previous version. And the stiffness of the rams is much better too, so they'll hold any pose that you want to set. As you can see, the bucket's height is very good, and equally good is the tilt angle for the bucket. Another nice touch on the model is the opening engine cover, and on this side of the model you can pose it in an open position, and strangely, just like on the previous version of the model, the cover on the other side won't stay open, and it likes to slam shut. Another good option for a model like this is to use it as a load on a suitable truck. The real machine weighs around 50 to 60 tons, and it looks good on a big low loader. model from Motorart is a modest improvement on the previous L350F version. It has an updated casting in the engine area, and it reflects the latest Volvo colour scheme. Given that it is only a mild reworking, it is perhaps a little on the expensive side, but overall it's rated as very good.